Good boy. All right, so we are out off property. A brand new shopping center just popped up in my town. This is very exciting. It's Chipotle's first day, so we're gonna go eat lunch. The first thing is the Calm car ride. So I've got Ace here, Turbo's in the middle, but the one thing I wanted to show you that was so important is that we always ask for the downstay in the car, and they wait even as the door is opened for permission to exit. So he's not just gonna shoot himself out of the car. That would be very dangerous. We're in a public parking lot. Everything is permission based. So just wanted to show you that. It's a really important detail that we don't show in all our videos, but we do constantly practice threshold training with every single outing. All right, so the two ways out of the car is either a release or a recall. So I'm just gonna release him and see what he does. Break. Good boy. All right, boys, down. All right, so I've picked my table. We are outside, brand new opening day patio of Chipotle. Got the balloons out. No one else is out here. I'm surprised because it's such a nice day. However, I'm gonna sit here and enjoy my meal, and my job is also to hold my dogs in a nice downstay while I'm having lunch. So good job, boys. I'm especially proud of Ace, but I'm also proud of Turbo. It's his first time. Turbo's been to Lowe's, but Ace is gonna be starting to go off property next week, but I wanted to get one outing of them together because Turbo goes home. Today is one of his last days. So I definitely wanted to get an outing of them together. All right. So there's a couple things that you have to remember if you're gonna be bringing your dogs on outings like this. Number one, table placement is important. I don't want to put them in the middle where people are going to be walking by. Always try to pick a corner where you're not going to disturb people walking down the main part of the patio. Second thing you have to remember is that you're kind of on the clock when you're doing this, right? It's more of a responsibility than, say, just coming to the brewery or coming to the place and eating your lunch. You've got two responsibilities right here. So you have to make sure that they're not bothering other people or other dogs. And you also want to advocate for them. If there's another dog that's out of control, or if Ace doesn't want to be pet, or you think that petting is too much for them, you have to advocate for their space that way as well. You also have to hold them accountable for what you've asked. So no, down, just like that. We've asked for the downstay, so that means it's my job to hold them accountable for staying in the downstay. He can't just pop up and start walking around at free will. If you want them to have that kind of freedom, don't put them in the command, because if you start putting them in the command and then they start popping up left and right, or they pop up every time somebody pets them, the command gets watered down, right? And it becomes sort of less serious. They're not going to listen to you when you give the command. So I take it really seriously when I bring dogs out into public, out onto patios. I put them in a downstay. I hold them accountable. I accept the added responsibility, and I also advocate for them against people coming up to them and all that. All right. If you want them to be pet, I would release them first, get all the pets out of the way, and then put them back in the down once the people have walked away. All right, well, I'm gonna go ahead and start eating my lunch. All right, we've got some people walking by, and I just wanted to point out that the dogs are still holding their downs despite the people coming and going. The first couple people they saw, actually, Ace held his downstay, but Turbo, the first time he saw somebody, he popped right up and started walking towards them. So after a couple reminders of nope, click the collar, back down, he stopped doing that. So this is what's going to make reliable commands that you can actually use out in public, is just remember, you've got to be ready to correct if the dogs make a mistake. Now, if you want them to go say hi to somebody, that's a whole other thing. You can go release them, but they can't just choose while they're in a downstay to pick themselves up and start running towards people. All right, good job, guys. So I just finished my meal. The boys have been doing so well. A lot of people have been coming in and out. We got a couple compliments on their behavior. You can see Ace is processing. Turbo is very calm. Ace is processing. I doubt he's ever been in a situation like this where he's at, well, I know he hasn't because he never listened to them when they told him to down, where he's actually been given a downstay at a public patio with lots of distractions like people walking around, right? And so this is what it looks like when the dog is processing. He's a very nervous dog, and so what he needs is more exposure, right? And every single time it gets less and less and less and less, and then you get what Turbo has, which is just total acceptance. He's here just as my companion. He's not anxious, fidgety, whining, lunging. He's just here. He's almost like a service dog level where I can just bring him anywhere and he can just be totally calm like this. But overall, I mean, my gosh, they're doing amazing. This is what the owners wanted. They wanted dogs who they can bring out in public and enjoy, listen, not constantly be wrangling around at the end of the leash, not worried if they'll run away, not constantly barking. Okay. I'm really happy. We got sirens and we've got a lot of people walking by. A bunch of kids just walked by. All right, I'm sitting here kind of hanging out even though I'm done because the time is so important. The processing. Look at his ears flapping in the wind. So we always practice our nice walking manners. No pulling.